Hi, my name is Kirushan and I'm from Black Fox. Today, I'm going to share the answer to a question that I get asked all the time. Most of our clients are constantly asking me, what is the difference between inbound and outbound, and how does that fit into a marketing framework? The answer is probably way simpler than you think. Let's take a look. Inbound is simply those steps that you take as a business to get in front of people that you don't currently know. But what do we mean by don't currently know? Simply put, anyone whose contact details are unknown to your business would be considered as unknown to the business. So if you don't have someone's contact details in any way, that customer or that prospect is unknown to your business right now. Inbound is a strategy to reach people who are currently unknown to your business, and that's it. The goal of an inbound flow line is to get unknown people to become known to your business. So the goal of an inbound play would be to capture the contact information of an individual, and as soon as that contact information is available to your business, that prospect is no longer unknown and is now known, and then you begin what's called the outbound strategy. Before we dive into outbound, let's dig deeper into inbound. In order to reach unknown audiences that you currently do not have the contact details of, you would have to embark on what's called traffic acquisition. Traffic acquisition is all about reaching people that you currently don't know. And the manner in which we do that, using digital methods, would usually be the following. We would use social media. Simple posts on social media do in fact end up in front of people that you currently don't know, which is fantastic. We could also use good effective SEO and design our website in a way that's super relevant to the people who might be searching for what we offer. And that way, you also get brand new sets of eyes in front of your business and your web properties. Finally, there's blogs. You can write informative pieces and publish it online all over the place, whether it's LinkedIn or whether it's some subject matter expert blog, and you could submit it there. You could even publish it at your own personal blog. And when you do that, and when that blog is found and read by someone that you've never met before, that's all part of your traffic acquisition strategy. What's really powerful about the three that I've just mentioned, which is social, SEO, and blogs, is that you can do that right now absolutely free of charge. And that's the power of digital. Prior to digital, it was virtually impossible to reach people that you did not currently have a relationship with. The only way you could do so was if you paid for big ticket items on your marketing plan, which might have included things like radio, TV, broad publications like magazines. Advertising on these formats would have resulted in you getting in front of a lot more people. But again, the cost and the lack of tracking made it prohibitive to a lot of businesses. There was, of course, always the local pub, and you could go there and put up your business card on the corkboard, but that was not necessarily the most effective way of growing your business. Social has given us a powerful way to reach brand new, unknown sets of eyes, and actually, in truth, these methods don't cost anything. And then, of course, we move into the paid category, and the paid category includes things like AdWords, which is now called ads, and it includes things like your traditional banner advertising, which could either be done via Google or directly with the site owner. And of course, you also have your boosted posts on social and other methods of paid social, which you could use to get more rapidly in front of brand new sets of eyes. The first three methods, which are in red, are typically considered your content play or your content strategy because it's all about the content that attracts people towards you. However, when it comes to paid, you don't have to depend purely on your content approach. You just have to be really smart about where you place and how you select your demographics, and you could wind up in front of people who really are looking for your product or service. The main difference between both paid and organic or paid and content would be that paid tends to give you results much faster because you get in front of people a lot quicker than you would using an organic approach. However, in terms of long-term relationship building, an organic or content strategy is really powerful because it causes you to really engage with your audiences for the long term, and they really tend to stick with you. So both are very relevant, both are very valid, and our advice is that you flank your overall strategy with both approaches, both paid and organic. So you have a longer term play and some shorter term wins that are made possible through paid. Because when you get true followership that comes through content/organic, you really have people who will support your brand and business for the long term. So that's how you would go about acquiring traffic. And ultimately, you would bring that traffic towards some kind of web property that you run, which could include a landing page, or it might even be your website. And at that point, that's when you capture actual real life identities. That's when you ask people for their contact details in exchange for something. That's what we call a lead magnet. So you would typically ask someone for his contact details and you'd give him an ebook, or you'd give him a free service, or you might give him a downloadable white paper. Whatever the lead magnet is, your plan or your approach should always be to give something away in exchange for collecting someone's contact details, because contact details are valuable. Once you have someone's contact details in your possession, you can now reach out to that person using an effective outbound approach. You have to be really relevant. If someone signed up for an ebook, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're ready to purchase from your business. The advice would be start off really mild and start off really amicably and go on a gentle gradient in your approach and contact to these individuals. It could be that you just send a mailer that they have, of course, agreed to beforehand. A mailer could be a light, non-intrusive way of remaining in touch with your newfound prospect well before he's even realized that he might be willing to buy from your company. Eventually, the mailer strategy could evolve into a more direct strategy where you invite the person to a webinar or even a phone call where you get to know him a little bit better. And that's your outbound strategy at play. Any circumstance in which you have the contact details of a prospect and you reach out to him, that's what we call outbound. Ultimately, you can bypass the entire inbound step altogether and choose a more old-fashioned outbound approach where you could just cold call someone from the yellow pages. I definitely don't advise that tactic in this day and age because we have so much information available to us, so many digital tools like LinkedIn Sales Navigator, that it's really not advisable at this point to go after someone completely cold. Picking up the phone and calling someone cold really should be the last thing you do on your outbound approach. We definitely promote the idea of social outbound, where you use effective business tools like LinkedIn Sales Navigator to reach people that you may not currently know. And that still does bypass the entire inbound step, and it still gives you direct access to a potential product customer pool. But the reality is that you're not depending on the inbound strategy to receive their contact details. You literally just go after the client on LinkedIn, you make some kind of connection using InMail, and then afterwards, if there's interest and appetite on the part of the customer, he will continue the dialogue with you. And that's a direct outbound approach, which we consider warm calling as opposed to cold calling. We don't believe that there's a silver bullet here. We really advise that you should have an approach that includes both a direct outbound, which includes social outbound, and you should have an inbound strategy, which is just your plain vanilla inbound strategy, flanking each other and thus strengthening your organization's ability to procure new identities and build up new relationships. At the end of the day, the thing that we're looking for beyond anything else inside a business to keep the business growing and expanding is we need a constant inflow of new identities into the business so that your business always has a pool of people that it could sell to. And that's ultimately the goal of both an inbound and outbound campaign. Hope this was helpful. See you soon.